The soft hum of a busy grocery store filled the air, but for Margaret and her 8-year-old grandson, Charlie, time seemed to slow. Standing at the checkout counter, Margaret's trembling hands struggled to count a handful of coins. Beside her, Charlie clutched a box of cookies tightly to his chest, his innocent eyes full of hope. The cashier, a young man named Ryan, tapped impatiently on the counter. "Coins? Seriously?" he said, loud enough for everyone in line to hear. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, and Margaret's cheeks flushed with embarrassment. What no one noticed was the man standing a few spots behind them. Dressed in a black leather jacket and dark sunglasses, he silently observed the unfolding scene. Keanu Reeves had no intention of letting this moment pass without stepping in. Before we continue with this incredible story, let's take a step back and see how it all began. But first, if you love heartwarming, inspirational, and life-changing stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us share more stories that touch hearts and inspire change. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Now let's dive into the story behind this unforgettable moment. The day had started like any other for Margaret and Charlie. Their modest home, though small and weathered, was filled with warmth and love. Margaret, a retired teacher, had taken on the role of caretaker after her daughter, Emily, passed away unexpectedly 2 years earlier. The tragedy had left the family reeling, but Margaret's determination to give Charlie a happy childhood never wavered. "Grandma, can we get cookies today?" Charlie asked as they walked to the grocery store. Margaret smiled softly, though her heart ached, knowing their tight budget couldn't stretch far. "We'll see," she replied, ruffling his hair. At the store, Charlie's eyes lit up as he spotted the cookies on the shelf. "These are the ones Mom always got me," he exclaimed, holding the box up proudly. Margaret hesitated, the weight of financial worry pressing down on her. But seeing Charlie's joy, she couldn't say no. Placing the cookies in the cart, she whispered to herself, "It's just a small sacrifice to see him smile." The checkout line was long, and Margaret felt the pressure mounting as she carefully unloaded their cart. Milk, bread, rice, and the box of cookies. Her fingers fumbled with the small pouch of coins she had brought, and Ryan, the cashier, let out a loud sigh. "Coins? Really?" Ryan said, rolling his eyes. "You couldn't count these at home?" No. Margaret's face reddened as she tried to quicken her pace. Charlie stood quietly beside her, sensing her unease but unsure of how to help. "Ma'am, there's a line," Ryan continued, his tone sharp. "Some of us have things to do." Margaret's hands shook even more under the weight of the stares and whispers around her. Realizing she didn't have enough, she said softly, "We'll put the cookies back." Charlie's face fell, though he tried to hide his disappointment. "It's okay, Grandma. I didn't really want them that much," he said, his voice small but brave. Ryan grabbed the cookies and tossed them aside with a smirk. "Finally," he muttered. The tension was palpable until Keanu Reeves stepped forward from the back of the line. Slowly removing his sunglasses, he fixed Ryan with a calm but piercing gaze. "That's enough," he said, his deep voice cutting through the noise. The store fell silent. Ryan froze, his confidence faltering under the weight of Keanu's presence. "Do you always treat your customers this way?" Keanu asked, his tone firm but controlled. Ryan stammered, I was just trying to keep the line moving." Keanu stepped closer, his voice lowering. "What you're doing isn't moving the line. It's humiliating a grandmother and her grandson. Maybe you should rethink how you treat people." Keanu turned to Margaret and Charlie, his expression softening. "These cookies look important," he said, picking up the box. "Why don't we make sure they go home with you today?" Margaret opened her mouth to protest, but Keanu gently interrupted her. "Let's do something better," he said. "Grab another cart. We're going shopping." Margaret's eyes widened. "I can't let you do that. It's too much." Keanu knelt to Charlie's level, smiling. "Your grandma has done so much for you. Now it's time for someone to give back. Let's make sure you have everything you need." As they moved through the aisles, Keanu encouraged Margaret to pick out essentials she had long been denying herself. Fresh produce, toiletries, and even a new winter coat for Charlie. "If you need it, take it," Keanu said. Charlie, beaming with excitement, pointed to a toy truck on the shelf. Keanu laughed. "That's going in the cart too," he said, winking at Margaret. When they returned to the checkout, Keanu personally handled the transaction, ensuring everything went smoothly. Before leaving, he turned to Ryan. "Kindness costs nothing," he said. "Remember that the next time you're in this position." Ryan, visibly shaken, nodded. "I'm sorry," he said quietly, his arrogance replaced with genuine remorse. A few days later, Margaret received an unexpected phone call. "Hi, Margaret, it's Keanu," the unmistakable voice said on the other end. Margaret nearly dropped the phone. "Keanu, I didn't expect to hear from you again." "I've been thinking about Charlie," Keanu said. "I'd like to set up a scholarship for him. He deserves every opportunity to succeed." Margaret's voice trembled with emotion. "I don't know how to thank you." "You already have," Keanu replied warmly. "Take care of him, and I'll handle the rest." The story quickly spread across social media after a customer recorded the incident. Thousands of comments flooded in, praising Keanu's kindness and reminding people of the importance of empathy. The grocery store's management, inspired by the event, implemented new training programs to promote respect and understanding among employees. Ryan volunteered to lead the sessions, determined to make amends for his behavior. Months later, Margaret and Charlie were thriving. Charlie excelled in school, his confidence growing every day. One afternoon, while playing with his toy truck in the park, a black car pulled up. Keanu stepped out, carrying a small package. "I thought you might like this," Keanu said, handing Margaret the package. Inside was a framed photo of the three of them at the store that day, along with a handwritten note. "Kindness always wins." Margaret hugged him tightly, her eyes welling with tears. "You didn't just change our lives, Keanu. You gave us hope." Keanu smiled. "That's all I ever wanted." This incredible story of kindness and standing up for what's right shows how one act of compassion can create a ripple effect of change. If you were in Keanu's shoes, what would you have done? Have you ever witnessed or experienced a moment like this? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories and perspectives. Don't forget to like this video if it inspired you, share it with your friends to spread positivity, and subscribe to Story Dash for more heartwarming tales like this one. Turn on notifications so you never miss an inspiring story. Thank you for watching, and remember, kindness always wins. See you in the next video.